Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you a review of the G-Box Q3 by Matricom. This company just provided 3 different generations of this box. This generation now has Android 7.0, a really nice remote, a really good interface, actually very simple user interface. It's not Android TV, but is really close. But not only that, it has a second app store that has a lot of the popular applications that a lot of us look for, and we don't have to actually sideload them anymore. They're pretty much ready to go from the box. So let's go ahead and check this out. I want to say thank you very much to Matricom for sponsoring this video. The opinions that I'm sharing with you guys are of me using this box for over a week, and this is basically my review. The box is extremely simple, black, just Q3. This is the G-Box. Q3 is the iteration. Q1 and 2 has already been released, and this Q3 has just got released, and it's available to pick up. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. Opening the box, we're greeted with a welcome card, just telling us that we have the G-Box, the remote with the batteries, the power cable, the power brick, as well as an HDMI cable. Some information about the remote and what we can do. Looking at the remote real quick, we do have a power button, navigation button, as well as a small OK button in the middle. Menu, back, home, volume, rocker, right and left, and then for our mouse here. Turning this on will enable a mouse on your screen, and you can use the directional pad to be able to navigate and then select using the OK button. As far as specifications, what we're looking for here is the S905X quad-core at 2 GHz maximum processor, the Mali 450 GPU or up to 750 MHz, 2 gigs of RAM of DDR3. Now, this is non-replaceable, so you're going to get 2 gigs of RAM internal, 16 gigs of internal storage, expandable via that full SD card slot or the 2 ports on the side. So this is going to be really good to be able to store your data. Android 7.1. Now, as far as the Wi-Fi, we do have the 5 GHz 802.11 dual band, so you're going to get a really good connection. As far as the Bluetooth, we're looking at Bluetooth 4.0. The Ethernet is a 10100 Ethernet. We do have basically SD card, SDHC, and MMC cards, 2 USB 2.0 ports. As we saw on the card, we have the power brick, the HDMI cable, which looks like to be about 3 feet. I went ahead and hooked up the Q3 directly to my PC. This is purely for capturing purposes. I've been testing it out with my 4K TV. It's a Samsung 4K TV. It's been working great. The UI, I have to say, by far is one of the most advanced UIs that is not running Android TV. I say that because of the way the customizations are done. You'll notice on the left side, it's actually categorized. It's easy to be used with that remote that they provided us, which is, by the way, very nice. You have music, apps, videos, home, games, as well as live TV and themes. You can go through and select and then modify and add other applications to this. I'll take you guys directly to the app drawer. Here we have some of the applications I've already installed. You'll notice right there on the top, I have Android TV remote installed. The app installer comes built in. This is how you're going to be able to sideload some applications. Asphalt 8, I did that for gaming, as well as Chrome, Clock, CPU-Z, Droid settings, ES File Explorer came built in. You can download and install, Film on TV, Firefox, Geekbench, of course, for benchmarking. Google Play services are installed, so the Play Store is ready for you to use. You have Kodi that you can install and use, full version of Kodi, as well as the Matricom store, and I'll check that out for you guys in a second. We are able to do a media center as well as Miracasting, so screen sharing or screen mirroring on this PC or on this box will be very nice. You do have access to be able to download ModBro, some of the other applications like Terrarium TV. Those things are going to be available through the Matricom store, and I'll show that to you in a second. And I'm also running a full version of Plex on this so that I can actually use it as a server if I connect an external device or a hard drive. If you ever used YouTube application on Android TV, you've noticed that this is a very similar UI. They are trying to mimic that and give you the same type of experience. So that's one of the things I really appreciate about this. It's the fact that you actually have the experience that you're getting out of Android TV at a much more affordable price and a very nice, well-rounded package. Now, let's go back directly here into the top section of the screen. You'll notice right there's that little clock. That's our notification shade. So if I click this, it's going to open up my notification shade. I can actually scroll through it, and it'll give me access to the notification shade normal as Android does. And again, this is a tablet UI. The tab on the right is basically close all applications. If I click this, it's going to give me the notification saying that it's closed 32 applications, as you guys could see. I have Wi-Fi connectivity. This is where I'll be able to set up my Wi-Fi, or I can go in there and customize it. Click back. If we were connected via Ethernet, this would be highlighted. This is if I'm trying to use an external hard drive, which I am, I can actually access it from there. And of course, configuring Bluetooth peripherals. Going into the settings is pretty simple. We have the same UI as you would get it in Android 7.0, network, sound, apps, screensaver, storage. Now storage, as far as the actual system, it did come with only about 11 gigs of available storage out of the 16 that we get, but then after I install a couple of applications, 7.6. So you are going to be limited on internal storage. So just make sure that you have some type of external storage that you can put in so that you can offset some of this. But I think any media, anything that you're going to be using to watch off of this, make sure that it's external. If you have a good, decent connection in the back, you should be able to handle it. The main screen does come with some big icons. So you have Facebook, Kodi, Matricom Store, and YouTube. All of those were not installed other than the Matricom store, and what you need to do is just select them and install them. Once you install them, you can actually use them, and if you can actually check out the Matricom store, which is a very good store. What I like about this one is that it has a lot of applications that we'd like to get, and you don't have to use the Google Play services to be able to access them. So you can go in here and just say all, and you can check out the list, and it's a massive, massive list. A lot of favorite applications that you can download. So Netflix is in here, YouTube Kids is in here, Mod Bro is in here, as you guys can see, and you can actually access all of that information and be able to use it. So this is a 4K video playing straight off of YouTube. You'll notice right down the top right it says HD, mostly because of the capture device that I'm using, but I'm going to show you guys real quick a quick overlay while I have it connected to my 4K monitor TV, and that's how it's able to play 4K. Just be aware that you do need the faster internet connection. ES File Explorer is very simple. You'll notice right there, OTG, I do have that connected drive. It's a 125 gigabyte drive. This is the Corsair 128. And here's a quick sample of just the 4K footage I used not that long ago for one of my Yi action camera videos. The Matricom store is very nice. You're able to access all the applications installed, either applications or games. You can even go into My Apps and update the applications that you have. You'll be able to find Mod Bro, Terrarium TV, some of the main popular applications, even Netflix and so on. You can download them and install them without having to worry about using them on your system. You'll notice right there, we have YouTube, sorry, that was, Zender, Netflix, Mod Bro, YouTube Kids, Amazon Instant Video, Zato, all of those things are easily installed, and you can just basically access them very simply from the Matricom store. Now, as you can see here, I'm using a mouse on the screen. Now, this is the floating mouse. It's not a floating mouse in the sense that you can move the remote, but you can turn it on using the button on the remote and then use the directional pad to pinpoint the exact location where you want it. Clicking it again will put it away. But the short answer here, on a single score, we were able to score 649, and multi-score we have 1855. Not the fastest box on the market, but I would say for streaming and enjoying content, I think this is going to perform quite well for you guys. If you're trying to play games, this is going to be kind of a moderate gaming box. So this is Asphalt 8. We're just going to go ahead and play a little bit with that. And I am using a GameSir controller that I'm connecting directly into the back of the unit. And what's good about this is it has its own dongle, so I don't have to rely on Bluetooth or anything. And here's my first crash there. Second crash! There's a double whammy right there. And let's go with speed. Again, gameplay seems to be pretty good. As long as you're able to connect some type of controller to it, you're pretty good. As the remote that comes with it is not exactly the best one for gameplay. But other than that, it looks really, really nice. It is quite obvious what's so special about this box, and that truly is inside of this box. And what I say that is, I mean the operating system. Definitely very nice to have 7.0. The UI is very good. Now, it's not Android TV, but it's very, very close. And they've also ported a lot of the Android TV applications. I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube and Netflix, well, Netflix is running in tablet mode as far as an application, but the YouTube application, it's actually YouTube TV application, and it gets updated. So that's something very nice. So we're not getting the standard YouTube running on a tablet. So they've done some work into making the interface work and function close enough to Android TV. Also, the fact that they have their own store in there helps you not have to log into the Google Play services if you don't want to. If you do, you're more than welcome. But if you don't, you definitely have that, and you can update your applications through the Matricom store. A lot of applications there also. I think you probably saw a lot of them that we normally have to sideload. So I think that was very nice. All in all, very nice package. I would hope that maybe in the next iteration we would see more internal storage, maybe 32 gigabytes, maybe a little bit more RAM. But I think with the 2 gigs of RAM, with the 16 gigs of internal storage and the CPU, we're able to handle 4K quite comfortably as long as our network connection is fast enough. So just as a heads up, if you're going to use a lot of 4K content, hook this up to an Ethernet. Your Wi-Fi needs to be strong enough, or you have to be pretty much close to the router with a really high connection. Otherwise, you're going to have some stutters, and you may not notice that 4K option come up in YouTube. But other than that, I just wanted to share with you guys my experience using this and how I like it. I want to say thanks again to Matricom for actually sponsoring the video. But again, I'm sharing with you guys how I feel about this box. The Q3 is an amazing steal. I'll give you guys a link in the description below to be able to check it out over at Amazon. But other than that, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for sharing. I always have to say this. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am.